ever woken up with that nagging question? A what if floating in your mind? What if dinosaurs never went extinct? This isn't just some kid's fantasy. It's a portal to much deeper thinking. A world where ancient giants walk side by side with the animals we know today. Just imagine a scenario that would forever change how we see the history of this planet. We all know their extinction story, right? That devastating asteroid impact, the end of an era. But what if it didn't happen? What if they survived, adapted, and evolved? What would that mean for Earth's ecosystems, for the food chain, for the species dominance we take for granted? It's a conflict, an adaptation, and a struggle for survival unlike anything we've ever witnessed. This isn't just wild imagination. It's a thought experiment that pushes the boundaries of biology, ecology, and even behavior. We're about to explore a scenario that will make you rethink our place at the top of the food chain. Get ready to see the world in a completely new and maybe slightly more prehistoric way. Stick with us, because what we're about to uncover will have you absolutely glued to your screen. To understand how dinosaurs could have survived, we need to grasp what made them so successful for millions of years. Their immense size, incredible strength, and astonishing adaptations. If the mass extinction hadn't happened, these ancient dinosaurs would have continued to fill the ecological niches we see today. But how would they compete with existing species? Or could they even carve out entirely new niches we've never even imagined?
Let's start with the undisputed king, the Tyrannosaurus rex. If the T-Rex had survived, it would be the apex predator in temperate to tropical forests. Imagine an adapted T-Rex, perhaps a little more slender for speed and denser environments, but still retaining that legendary bone-crushing bite. It would be in direct competition with big predators like lions, tigers, and bears. The battle for dominance would be absolutely fierce. A modern T-Rex might develop more sophisticated hunting strategies, working in larger groups, or even adapting to smaller, more agile prey. Perhaps its size would shrink slightly to allow for better concealment, or it might even develop limited tree climbing abilities for better vantage points. But one thing is for sure. Its presence would completely reshape the behavior and size of potential prey worldwide. Next up, the living fortress, the Triceratops. If Triceratops had survived, it would be a massive herbivore, dominating grasslands and open forests, competing with elephants, rhinos, and buffalo. Imagine an evolved Triceratops with even sharper horns, or maybe an even thicker hide for protection against new predators. They might develop better hiding abilities in brush, or even adapt to more complex seasonal migration patterns to avoid T-Rexes and other predators. Triceratops could become a natural lawn mower, shaping landscapes with their eating habits. The damage they caused to vegetation would be an evolutionary factor for plant species and would also push their predators to develop even smarter hunting strategies. They would be a symbol of strength and resilience in the modern wild. Let's take to the skies now. The pterodon, the ancient lord of the sky. If pterodon survived, it would compete with eagles, vultures, and albatrosses for fish. along coastlines, or even small mammals on land. Imagine a pterodon with even better adaptations for long-distance flight, perhaps more efficient wings, or even feathers to regulate body temperature in various climates. The pterodon's existence would completely change the predator-prey dynamics in the air. They might develop abilities to hunt land-based prey similar to giant eagles. Their wide wings would allow them to traverse continents, spreading seeds or even diseases. They could become indicators of marine ecosystem health or even a threat to commercial fisheries. A pterodon in flight would be a breathtaking sight, but also a reminder of nature's unparalleled power. Competing with wolves, hyenas, a smaller, more active, perhaps incredible camouflage abilities, or even more complex vocalizations for pack communication. Their intelligence would be their greatest asset. They might develop simple tools, like rocks to crack eggs, or even more complex strategies to outsmart prey. Their interactions with humans would be extremely dangerous, forcing us to develop more advanced defenses. The presence of velociraptors would challenge human dominance in some regions, creating unprecedented tension between two intelligent species vying for resources. Next up, we have the Stegosaurus, with its iconic back plates and deadly tail spikes. If Stegosaurus survived, it would be a large herbivore, perhaps filling a niche similar to rhinos or bison in grasslands and shrublands. Imagine a Stegosaurus with smaller but more flexible plates, or tail spikes that could move faster for defense. The Stegosaurus's backplates could function as a more advanced thermoregulation system, allowing them to live in various climates. Its tail spikes would remain a formidable defensive weapon, forcing predators to develop new tactics. They might form protective groups for their young, resembling elephant herd behavior. A Stegosaurus's presence would be a magnificent sight, reminding us of nature's unconquerable power. From spiky, let's look at the natural living tank, the Ankylosaurus. If Ankylosaurus survived, it would be an unparalleled armored herbivore, filling a niche similar to a giant armadillo or ancient land tortoise. They would dominate forests and grasslands, munching on low-lying plants and fending off predators with the sheer power of their tail club. The Ankylosaurus's protective armor would be its primary defense against modern predators. They might develop adaptations for digging or hiding. Their presence would significantly shape ecosystems, creating paths and open areas through dense vegetation. They would be unique specimens, pushing the boundaries of evolution, showing that even passive strength can be key to survival. We saw it in the intro, but let's dive deeper. The Brachiosaurus, the towering landscape changer. If Brachiosaurus survived, it would be the largest herbivore, filling a niche similar to giraffes or elephants, but in a far more massive way. They would dominate tall forests and savannas, feeding on foliage from trees unreachable by other animals. The Brachiosaurus's long neck would give it access to unique food sources, reducing competition with other herbivores. They would become natural pruners of forests, keeping the ecosystem balanced. Their footprints would create water pools, and their droppings would fertilize the soil, aiding in seed dispersal. Their presence would reshape landscapes, creating new habitats for other species and providing a truly breathtaking sight for anyone lucky enough to witness it. Let's not forget the Dilophosaurus, the clever crested predator. If Dilophosaurus survived, it might fill a medium-sized predator niche, similar to coyotes or smaller wolves. They would hunt in forests, perhaps with clever ambush strategies, and even using venom, if that indeed was a capability. Their ability to ambush and potentially incapacitate prey from a distance would be a huge advantage. They might develop adaptations to live in more diverse environments, from forests to grasslands. The presence of Dilophosaurus would add a new layer of threat to ecosystems, forcing prey to develop heightened vigilance and better avoidance strategies. And what about the aquatic giant, the Spinosaurus? If Spinosaurus survived, it would be the apex predator in large rivers and lakes, competing with giant crocodiles and alligators. Imagine a Spinosaurus with even better swimming adaptations, perhaps larger fins or a more powerful tail. Spinosaurus would dominate freshwater ecosystems, reshaping fish and aquatic mammal populations. Its dorsal sail might function for thermoregulation, helping them adapt to different water temperatures. They could be a serious threat to animals approaching the water's edge, and even to humans in remote areas. The presence of Spinosaurus would remind us that there are hidden forces dwelling in the depths, far beyond what we currently know. Finally, let's imagine the Parasaurolophus, the distinctive crested herbivore that might have developed sophisticated vocal communication. If Parasaurolophus survived, they would be herd herbivores, filling a niche similar to deer or zebras, using their crests to call out or warn. Their crests would become invaluable communication tools, allowing them to warn the group of danger or even attract mates. They might develop adaptations for moving faster or hiding in dense vegetation. The presence of Parasaurolophus would add a layer of complexity to forest sounds, with their distinct calls becoming part of nature's orchestra. They would be powerful symbols of communication, showing how evolution can shape complex social behaviors. This story, though fictional, truly opens our eyes to the endless possibilities of evolution. It shows us that the universe is full of untold wonders, and that Earth's history is far more complex than we might ever imagine. Dinosaurs may be gone, but their legacy and that what-if question will continue to spark our imaginations. If you loved this thrilling journey into the past mixed with the present, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for more incredible content on animals, nature, and the biggest mysteries of our planet. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video, guaranteed to blow your mind. See you in the next one.